Oh, pre-cal test. All right, so yeah, some of you might be in the pre-cal test. Just keep watching this. We're just going to do some demonstrations here, so nothing stressful like a pre-cal test. So this might be a fun thing to look at after you do that. And you hear my cat playing with a piece of plastic in the background. So we've done all the assignments that we're going to do. So pretty much go through and finish everything up. I do have a few things for magnetism, which is what we would normally do next. But we're not really assigning anything for it. So magnetism is kind of my favorite because there's a lot of really fun things we can do with magnets. So we'll just do a few demonstrations here. So we've already done with circuits so far, right? We have batteries can provide a voltage. We have wires can carry a current. And then we have magnets. So magnets, we all know, are attracted to other magnets. And so for the longest time, hundreds of years, we kind of... Cat, you are being really loud. We knew about these two different things. We knew magnets existed for even longer. We had been messing around with currents for a really long time. But it wasn't for a while until people started realizing, hey, if I send a current through a wire, I'm generating a magnetic field. So I have this metal piece here, I have some paper clips, and this is not magnetic. But by simply sending a current through that, all of a sudden, I have a magnet. So I can pick up paper clips, and then I stop the current going through it, and that's not a magnet anymore. So just by sending current through something, through a wire, I can create magnets. And then I can turn that off. There's a little bit of residual magnetism in the metal. So we see this. So I can send current through something, and I can create a magnet. So this is called an electromagnet. They use these in like junkyards to lift up cars. A lot of different things. There's electronic switches called solenoids that take advantage of this. But yeah, we can pick up a lot of different paper clips here. And then I turn it off. And then it should let go. Yeah, there's a little bit of residual there. So that's one thing we can do with this. Now, that's not the most useful thing in the world. What I'm about to show you are some things that are actually make the modern world go. Without these ideas, we would not have a modern world. So right here, we have kind of a bigger version of that. So I have some coils of wire right here, and then I have this fun little circuit here. So we can see that these are actually attached to an LED. So we can send a current through a wire to make a magnetic field, or I can move a magnetic field through a wire to get a current. So looking at this right here, so I have these wires here. I have a PVC tube that I can drop these through, and I have some LEDs and a bunch of wires up here. And I have a really strong magnet. So this is a really strong magnet. Do not put this near your phone or anything. It will easily fry your phone. These things are actually somewhat scary. They'll pick up things from further away than you think they should. Come on. There we go. Finally got those all off. All right, so I'm going to turn the lights out for this one. So I can move the magnet through this wire. Let's see. And that can actually induce an electrical current. So moving a current through a wire makes a magnetic field. Moving a magnet through a wire can generate currents. So I can do that one more time. So we see this actually lighting up as it goes through. So I can move current, I can move that electrical charge through a wire and make a magnet, or I can move magnets past a wire and move the charges, make a current. Now, this should kind of be obvious why this is so important for the everyday world. This is how every electrical generator in the world works. You have some sort of either magnet moving past a wire or a wire moving past a magnet. So this is whenever they kind of started combining these two forces together. They had electric force, they had this magnetic force, and they started realizing, hey, this electric force can make a magnetic force, this magnetic force can make an electric force. And without that connection in the 1800s, we just would not have anything near the modern world. So I decided to build a generator that's a little bit closer to what we see in the everyday world. So what we have here is I have these gears that help this spin faster. This thing in the middle that spins is a magnet. So I have a magnet spinning. So I have a moving magnetic field going through a coil of wires. Normally a generator works a little bit different than that. Normally they have a stationary magnet and then moving wires. But all that matters is there's motion between the two. So I can move a magnet relative to wires. Let's see if I can set this up where you can actually see this. So I have a strip of, here we go, we have a strip of wires, we have some LEDs right here, and then I have a normal incandescent light bulb right here. This side. All right, so I can spin this around, and when I spin slowly, it's not making a lot of a current, but I can spin this faster and faster, and we can actually see these lighting up. So I move that magnetic field around or move the wires around. As long as there's relative motion between these things, I can generate electricity. So yeah, this is made out of plastic, so it's not the best thing in the world. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is all an electrical generator is. All of those electrical power plants that bring you energy to your house, all they're doing is moving wire relative to a magnet or a magnet relative to a wire. Now, it gets harder and harder to do this as we're trying to send more current. We get more and more forces resisting back. So there's a lot of impractical things. And there we go. But yeah, without this, the world just doesn't exist the way it does today. So that was just kind of some short little demonstrations to kind of show how this works. Just some kind of basic ideas behind magnetism, how magnetism and electricity are so intrinsically linked, and just kind of some demonstrations, just kind of showing you why magnetism is my favorite concept. And in reality, you can't even just say magnetism, it's electromagnetism. So yeah, I know most of you are working on a pre-cal test. Hopefully this was kind of a fun little thing to look at after that. So yeah, just a few class things. If you want to know a little bit more about this, just feel free to ask. I'll probably still have a class on Tuesday. I'll show up at the normal time. I won't assign any new work, but I can kind of show some things, demonstrate some things if you want to. If not, that's fine. Other than that, just kind of keep getting in your work, keep doing things, and then finish up your test, and then you're pretty much done for the year. Yeah, I'm going to try as hard as I can not to do final exams for dual credit. It's probably not going to happen. I'll let you know soon if, for whatever reason, that has to happen. But other than that, have a good weekend, and hopefully you did well in your pre-cal test.